Starting a new life in Germany is not easy for refugees or other migrants. The path to employment is full of hurdles, even for those with academic and professional qualifications and experience. Yet Germany urgently needs skilled workers.
We're working to ensure that newcomers' potential is appreciated too, and that they're given the chance to use that potential in society.
What can be done to help migrants find jobs more quickly?
But will you help us?
Yes, of course. I'm here with you. I'm right by you and I can intervene. I can help you at any time.
Okay, do we have to take notes?
Of course.
In German or in English?
That's up to you.
Okay.
Not a problem.
In Munich, these two Ukrainian women, Nadia Andrushenko and Kristina Gardash, are about to jump into the deep end. They've almost completed their IT training. What they need now is an internship. Their coach, Michael Maag, gives them a pep talk before their first interview.
I feel a bit nervous, but I'm glad that I have Michael and Chris with me. And yes, it's a new challenge.
This is a dance school, something very creative. And I'm a UI UX designer, and I like all things creative.
Welcome to the Vintage Club. I'm Marcus.
I'm Kristina.
Nadia.
Michael.
Oh, we spoke on the phone.
Yes, that's right.
Markus Koch's Vintage Club is all about swing. The dance school needs a modern online presence, and that's part of Nadia and Kristina's exam.
This is the site now, and you've taken a look at it and prepared some questions. So, over to you.
What would you like to change about the current website?
It looks a bit outdated. We're about swing, popular in the 1920s to 1950s. So the site needs a vintage feel and look, without being completely retro. We want it to look modern.
The two women first met in Germany, but their stories share some similarities. They both fled the war in Ukraine in 2022 and hope to return soon. But they didn't want to sit around twiddling their thumbs in the meantime, so they applied to the ReDI School of Digital Integration, which primarily supports refugees. The ReDI School offers programming courses and IT internships. It provides job application training and job hunting support, and has valuable contacts to potential employers, especially in the tech industry. The training is free. The ReDI School is funded by donations from companies and foundations, as well as public bodies. There are also thousands of skilled volunteers involved in the school's 8 European branches.
Everyone brings their own story. And what impresses me in particular is that they all want to take charge of their lives. They all want to turn things around, to start fresh, and we help them. And it's extremely motivating to see what comes out of that.
Nadia and Kristina stay to get a better feel for the place and take the first photos for the new website. When Nadia fled Ukraine in 2022 with her then 15-year-old son Volodymyr and her dog Michelle, she took only a few pieces of clothing and her son's guitar. She left behind her parents, a condominium and a well-paid job as a lawyer at the Supreme Court in Kiev. But after spending agonizing nights scared to death in air raid shelters, she decided to save her only child. This token was a farewell gift from her mother. When she talks about the war, she switches to English. In German, she doesn't have the words for the horror.
We were walking to a bus station, and there was nothing around, and the helicopter was around above us, and he started to wave, and there was no Ukrainian signs. And I was really ready that he will shoot us. And I was standing, and I was looking at my son, and in this moment I promised to myself, that's it. No. Next day I'm moving.
They found refuge with a Ukrainian friend who had settled in Germany years ago. For the first few months, the four of them lived together in a small apartment until Nadia was able to take it over.
All Ukrainians were in a bad situation. We're very happy that we had this opportunity to start a new life in total safety.
A life in safety, but without a job. Unlike asylum seekers from some countries, Ukrainians who flee to Germany are allowed to work immediately, but Nadia's law degree is not recognized.
What's difficult is the waiting. But there are a lot of Ukrainian refugees here, and I understand that the system can't deal with everyone at once. So you have to be patient and wait.
To work in her profession, she would have to study law again in Germany. But Nadia wanted to earn money, so she decided to retrain as a programmer at the ReDI school instead. If the website for the dance school is a success, she'll have her qualification in the bag.
Passing and scoring are up first, so you should get some good material from that.
Here in Western Germany, Colombian entrepreneur Natalia Perez and her German business partner Anna Kessler are starting a new project. Soccer coach Tobias Eisel has commissioned them to make a film about his football school near Saarbrücken. The young women were first neighbours, became friends, and now run a media startup, producing advertising videos and animated films for local clients.
It's also a bit of pressure, or a bit, how do you say it?
Tense?
Yes, tense, thanks. Because, of course, it's our first customer, so we want to do a good job. We don't have super expensive equipment. We do the best we can with what we have. Yes, that's the challenge.
Rain.
The shoot nearly ended before they could get started.
We checked the weather forecast. It was meant to be very nice, with sunshine and around 20 degrees.
But the team isn't discouraged. Natalia is a doer. That's probably what brought her to Germany 3 years ago. After graduating, the graphic designer had spent 7 years looking for a job in Colombia that matched her university qualifications, but to no avail.
I really wrote and sent off a lot of CVs and applications. As we say in Spanish, I practically plastered Colombia with my CV, everywhere. Really everywhere. And nobody responded to me. I didn't get any acceptance letters. That was really hard for me, so I thought, what do I do now? I studied for so long. You can get a job with these qualifications in other countries. Why not here?
From Colombia, Natalia applied for a job at a media agency in Saarbrücken and got it. But the initial euphoria vanished quickly. It was an exploitative job with lots of overtime and little money. A dead end.
Well, I found a job very quickly, but it wasn't a good one. I didn't learn anything. It didn't help me get ahead, and I was really frustrated. I had no prospects and was also a bit depressed, because what was I supposed to do? I didn't know anyone. And then I heard about Perspektive Neustadt, a program to help people like me.
This project is designed to help refugees and other migrants who want to stay in Germany to create their own jobs by starting a business. The prerequisite for the free one-year support is a convincing business model.
We'll speak later on the phone. Okay then.
See you then. Ciao.
Natalia had already met an important requirement. She had paid taxes and social security contributions long enough in Germany that allowed her to stay. She went to Perspektive Neustadt for help to launch her business. The incubator is one of 85 organisations funded by an Italian foundation called the Human Safety Net. The Human Safety Net was set up by Generali, one of the world's largest insurance groups. It's supported 350 startups in Germany alone over the past 8 years, helping many migrants to establish their livelihoods in a new country.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Stephanie.
How are you?
Good.
Former HR developer Stephanie Walczyk-Mannstein is the head of Perspektive Neustadt. Natalia is one of 10 founders that Stephanie is currently supporting. The next bureaucratic hurdle. Natalia has to apply for a settlement permit. Once she has this, she has free rein to shape the future of her career.
How long do you think the entire process will take?
I've met a very competent lawyer. She could check your documents to see whether it makes sense to apply for a settlement permit now, and also help you to fill out this application or send a letter to the immigration authorities.
Perspektive Neustadt helps migrants navigate the jungle of German bureaucracy, advises them on legal and business issues in personal coaching sessions with weekly workshops, and, most importantly, puts them in touch with potential customers and investors.
Our program aims to identify people's potential, so their venture can be successful in the long term. We know that if people are put into a job that's not good for them, or for which they are not qualified, they often drop out or are often made redundant. And we want sustainable solutions. Take care. Give my best to Anna.
Thanks, I will. Bye-bye.
Another young entrepreneur who's received support from the Perspektive Neustadt program is Reza Haidari. The family has reason to celebrate. The German state of Saarland has awarded him startup financing of 150,000 euros for his business idea in climate protection. His friend Asgar has lived in Germany for 30 years. The geologist and translator has invited the family over for dinner.
This is actually Persian, but the second is Kabuli, that's Afghan. It's made with rice, raisins, carrots, and meat.
Thanks for cooking.
Before the 2021 Taliban takeover, Reza used to be the senior energy advisor to the Afghan government and worked with the US Army too. The Taliban began hunting people they considered to be collaborators, interrogating their neighbours and freezing bank accounts. Reza and his son Taha hid with friends. His wife Zara was studying for a master's degree in biology in Saarbrücken. She had planned on returning to her husband and son in Afghanistan, but everything changed.
What was it like being here, knowing your family was in danger?
For months, Zara feared for her husband and son's lives until they managed to escape via Iran. She still can't talk about it today.
It was a very, very difficult time for us as a family. I was in my office when the Taliban arrived. It was a normal day. I was working and suddenly my secretary started crying and saying that we had to leave our office and our ministry immediately because the Taliban were very close. My son was at school.
He picked up Taha and went into hiding. Later, he sold his car to pay human smugglers. They took the father and son across the border and, from Iran, they fled to Germany. They're now building a new life here. Zara has a permanent job as a biologist, Taha goes to school, and the expertise of the Afghan government's senior energy advisor is being put to use in Germany. Back in Munich, at the ReDI School of Digital Integration, Nadia Andrushenko and Christina Gardash are fine-tuning the coding and look of the Swing Dance School's new website. The training can't replace a computer science degree, but it's geared towards the requirements of the job market.
Subscribe. Yeah.
Students at the school come from a variety of vocational backgrounds. Beginners like them do an 18-month course. If clients are satisfied with the results of the practical part, they pass.
We have made new hero images, which are animations, and they refresh every few minutes. We have changed the size and colors.
The ReDI School has already trained 30,000 learners from 138 countries. A huge success owed to the many professionals who volunteer here, like Michael Maag.
You know what I like.
Chocolate and coffee.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Birgit Köbel is the head of the ReDI School in Munich, one of 5 in Germany. Their goal is to integrate refugees into the labour market as quickly as possible.
I think what I would like to see is, of course, some bureaucratic hurdles being removed. We have participants who would like to work and who are urgently needed. We have companies that would like to hire them. And then it doesn't work out because some certificate or other isn't recognized or is missing. I think we could be much faster, and the German economy also urgently needs these skilled workers.
Asylum procedures, residence requirements and employment bans all slow down entry into the labour market. People who apply for asylum have to wait at least 3 months before they're allowed to work, but it's usually more like 6 months. Every job offer is checked by the immigration authorities and the Federal Employment Agency to prevent wage dumping, for example. Getting a work permit can take weeks. Then there's the asylum application. Employment rates also depend on how quickly this is processed. Statistics show that only 7% of refugees are employed after 1 year of living in Germany, and the figure only climbs to more than half after 6 years. At the same time, 41% of refugees are overqualified for the jobs they have. New government regulations aim to reduce the bureaucratic hurdles. There are a lot of obstacles, including long waiting times for training courses, and this is exactly where the ReDI School of Digital Integration comes in. It's trained 25,000 people in Germany so far, with great success. Some 75% of ReDI School graduates get a job within a year and a half. The school offers a wide range of courses, for example, one on confident public speaking.
I recommend you go to that. Then you'll be well prepared for your presentation.
The pitch training at a local theatre in Munich comes at just the right time for Nadia and Christina. They're about to present their ideas at the Swing Dance School. This is an opportunity to rehearse with a very high-caliber coach.
The big day.
Regina Mehler was a manager at Adobe, one of the world's leading software companies. She set up a foundation to help promote the visibility of women in business and encourages them to take on more leadership roles.
You should practice, practice, practice. Every important performance, every important presentation. The feedback you get today is honest.
I can't be that good. I'm very nervous.
Nadia, take it away.
In ReDI, I've learned many new modern tools. We coded a lot of small websites.
This is Nadia's first presentation in German. She talks about her life in Ukraine, her job as an attorney at the Supreme Court, and her training at the ReDI school. External training courses like this one are also part of that. Audience members come from different companies. They note strengths and weaknesses.
I think Nadia brings a lot more to the table than she thinks. So it's a lot about self-confidence, but there's room for improvement, and that's why we're here today. It's incredible what she has learned in terms of language, but also in terms of technical expertise.
Now Christina and Nadia have to apply what they've learned in their dance school presentation. A lot is riding on it. At the Saarbrücken Innovation Center, Stefanie Walczyk-Manstein is celebrating another success she's helped bring to fruition. Reza Haidari is moving into his first office.
Good morning. Congratulations on your move. Congratulations.
The head of the Perspektive Neustart project helped Haidari to apply for startup funding from the state of Saarland. The 39-year-old entrepreneur and his business Voluntary advises companies that want to reduce their CO2 emissions. Reza's brother Moshtaba is his business partner, and he's been working as an engineer in Cologne for 6 years. Stefanie Walczyk-Manstein helped Reza for a year, advising him, for example, on how to apply for a work visa and register a business.
Welcome.
Your realm, great. So I'm really very happy, no doubt about it. And I'm very proud of Reza and his brother for showing such perseverance. It wasn't an easy path, and they still need perseverance. But that makes it even better that this step was possible today with the support they received.
Company founder Reza Haidari has also been awarded a prize by Saarland University for the best startup idea. He's still missing a marketing strategy. Voluntary has its first major customer, but they need more.
Perspektive Neustart is something like a best practice model for how to help migrants set up businesses in Germany.
Stefanie, 4 permanent staff and freelancers provide help finding accommodation and financing, dealing with the authorities, and networking with valuable contacts. Berlin is well known for its startup scene. Stefanie Walczyk-Manstein travelled here with Natalia Perez to meet other entrepreneurs from all over the world. It's Natalia's first time in Berlin. Perspektive Neustart is one of the initiatives the Human Safety Net invited to Berlin. First, icebreakers to help participants get to know each other.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you've won.
Natalia Perez hit the jackpot with her first job, a promotional video for the football school. A good start.
We are definitely now looking forward to the future. We want to expand. We are dreaming big. Of course, we are also looking for partners, new customers, new projects, and we see this as a new adventure.
Building a network that provides security. That's what the meeting is all about. That way, no one feels abandoned when the support ends after a year.
I hope that the idea behind the human safety net, recognizing the potential of newcomers and refugees and encouraging them, will become stronger. At the moment, there's a bit of pushback in public opinion, but I firmly believe that this potential of newcomers will be appreciated and that they will get the chance to use that potential in our society.
In Germany, almost 1 in 4 people who are self-employed are either migrants themselves or have at least one parent who's a migrant. According to estimates, they've created 1.5 million jobs. Back in Munich, it's reckoning day. To pass their final exam at the ReDI school, Nadia and Christina have to impress the swing dance school with the new website they've designed.
So let's get started. This is your new website.
Very nice.
Chris is our UI/UX designer. I'm a web developer. I can answer any code questions you might have. Chris can answer the design ones.
We have created this website in German and in English.
That's good. Yes, that's an improvement.
We've got an eye-catching animated hero image.
I'm really excited. It's turned out really well. It has that vintage touch, and yet it's still very fresh. So it's modern too.
The 2 IT students don't get a fee for their work. Markus Koch gives them a class in Lindy Hop, one of the 4 swing dance styles, as a thank you. Markus has a new website. Nadia and Christina have their first work sample to show companies when they're applying for jobs. And just 4 weeks later, Nadia receives a job offer as a developer at a company in Munich.
I'm very happy. I finally found work. I'm totally happy and I'm very grateful to ReDI.
Skilled migrant workers bring with them education and professional experience, ideas and ambition. Huge potential that Germany is not utilising enough. Helping them get back on their feet as soon as possible is a win-win situation for everyone.